When I was working with the DSA, and we used to do a lot of these calls, sales calls, we used to go meet a lot of clients. And during the day, I had my freedom of when I wanted to take a break, when I wanted to eat my breakfast, eat my lunch. Because after the initial meetings, you when you step out of the office, you're pretty much on your own. And then as the day concluded by maybe by 5:30, so my day used to be over by 5, and I used to be in the office at 5:30 and not beyond 6. And this was, even though it was a high pressure job where you don't have a salary and you take home of a check of what you have sold, it put lot of pressure. Put lot of pressure, to just take home the commission of what you have sold. So but this didn't stop me from you know going at my pace and just also enjoying doing what I was doing. So I remember, and during the day, we never got a call from our boss asking us, how much have you sold till now? How much have you sold till now? How much will you sell by evening? There was no call, and next to never ever did they ask or tell us, this is how much you have to sell, you got to sell. Always the talk was about the input, that did you say this, did you say it like this, how did you say it, and very very focused on we don't do any kind of mis-selling. So I remember, there were times when if I saw some exhibition going on, I would just enter the exhibition, see the exhibition, take a walkabout, and then continue with my whatever is the sales. I remember once after we were over from our meeting and we all stepped out, for our daily sales calls and pitching and all of that. I saw one magic show which was going on the street, and this person was, and I used to see him very regularly doing this magic show where he would say that he's going to transform one. It was a doll, cloth doll, and it was into a very small cloth doll that he had made, and he was going to do some, possibly used for some black magic, or used for keeping evil eye away. And he would keep saying that how he's going to transform this doll into a human. And this whole claim made me just wonder so many times that is he really going to do it? Have I missed watching, and he's there every day saying it and doing it. Is he doing something, how does it how does it eventually pan out, or what happens? So I remember this one day when the office we got out of the office, I said I'm going to watch this magic show. And this man just kept saying something or the other, that now look here, everybody look there, look at this chip, look at this doll, the doll is talking to me. He just went on with some nonsense for the longest time, and then he just also kept saying that how the doll is going to transform into a human. And mind you, as I'm looking and watching this magic show, almost 1 hour or 1.5 hour went through. And it was just never ending, it was just a never ending thing. And everybody just eventually left, having got fed up with how the no such thing would happen. And he would just keep on adding some more story or something more to whatever he's saying, and just continuing to say something and keeping the curiosity going. So in the end, people just left with throwing some coins to where his that collection box was, or some cloth was where he was collecting coins. And he would normally just walk away fed up that he's just making up some stories. So despite this, I could take time out, and if I wanted to, maybe just stand and watch some magic show like this on the road for an hour and a half, it didn't really affect me, and there was nobody, chewing my brain off that no, you can't be wasting 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or some such thing. So we had pretty much our day to ourselves, and we could plan it the way we liked. Now, when I talk about the corporate life, such a emotionally unhealthy and mental unhealthiness in the corporate and culture, where the boss who's sitting on the top doesn't know how to do sales, and all somehow they what they do is, because of how fast the economic development is happening, or how quickly these organizations keep coming, new organizations keep coming, people just keep jumping jobs and getting into higher tier positions, and they're actually not bringing any ability and skill to the job. When I was working with ICICI Bank, there was this colleague I had, and she jumped her job and joined the Standard Chartered Bank, and she got a good package hike or something. And then one day I got a call from her, and she said, I want to come back to ICICI Bank. And I said, what happened? You just went, right? You just resigned and went. Why would you want to right away come back? And she said, the culture is so bad in Standard Chartered. She said, they just don't let you sit in the office, do any calls. She said, they just keep pressurizing you. Go to the field right now. Go and meet the clients. Do whatever it takes. Don't sit in the office. And she said, they don't even let you breathe. I think somewhere, and she said they'll just keep calling you, keep asking you, abhi kitna hua, abhi kitna hua, abhi kitna hua, how much have you sold till now, how much have you sold till now. One corporate and organizations should understand, if you're paying very big salary and you can't afford to have no performance, maybe it is time to cut the salary all across and bring it down. The second is, don't be emotionally and mentally unhealthy, where you just keep calling, asking for numbers. You've told, have one meeting and, let the person be, and then have a discussion at the end of the day. The problem is, the amount of calling they would do is just unbelievable. And she was so fed up, and she said, luckily ICICI Bank had a very good culture where they did not pressurize like this. But gradually it got bad. I will eventually get there. But Standard Chartered was really, really bad. When you are handling very big clients or people who have a lot of certain net worth, this is not the way you go after, people or relationship managers, that you go and now sell so much, you go and sell so much. If there are so many clients, there is only so much business that can come. And then you will have to be okay that the person you've hired is going to be sitting in the office, just managing the client or the book, or maybe there will be no sales days, or there will be days when there are no calls. So it's just, even when I was working in a DSA, and the salaries were not, there were no salaries, so whatever you sold is what you took home. But the culture was still so good. And when you work with these highly paying corporates, sometimes they forget that you have very highly educated, polished crowd working for you, and you can't be chasing them every minute, every 10 minutes, or asking them how much have you done, how much business have you done. And you get the feel of, so while DSA calls itself a DSA, highly paying corporates are working like DSA, but they don't call themselves DSA. They are like a bad version of DSA that I worked in. So I was very surprised that this colleague of mine, within joining no time of Standard Chartered, she was already telling me that they're so aggressive with numbers and sales that they don't even let you sit in the office. It's just a bad culture, and I think corporates need to get it together. That one, you can't be chasing people over numbers 10 times in a day, and you have to give a lot of leeway and freedom to people to schedule their day and work in the way they like.